What's happening? Week 4, Friday Night Hits. Right now, I'm Mark Whiteman. Thanks as always for joining us. Fantastic slate of football as we near the halfway point of the regular season. And in Lawrence County, the unbeaten Clinton Red Devils hosting 3-1 Chapman in a rematch of a third-round playoff game Clinton won last November. It is our Sparrow Financial Game of the Week. Chase Justice has the highlights.
Welcome to historic Wilder Stadium, where the pride of Clinton, South Carolina, the Red Devils, are celebrating 100 years of football in the Palmetto State. What better way to do that than with a matchup against the Chapman Panthers? This is the 5th matchup between these two schools since the start of 2020. Clinton leads the series during that span 3-1. Early first quarter still knotted up at 0 apiece. That is until Coleman Gray finds the big senior wide receiver Sean Cunningham 60 yards to the house to silence the Red Devil crowd. Chapman strikes first, 8-0 Panthers, with plenty of time left in the first quarter. Very next possession for Clinton, to Sean Robinson lobs up the fade to Caden Crawford, who makes a play for the News 4 camera. We're all tied up at 8 apiece. Moving to the second half, Chapman up 15-8. The Red Devils need to score and fast. So what do they draw up? The fake reverse pass from Richardson to Crawford to Bird, deep down the sideline. And we're all evened up at 15 apiece as we head to the fourth quarter. Chapman up 22-15. Ball on the 5, 2 seconds to go. To Sean Robinson, to Caden Crawford, his second of the night. Clinton down by 1. They elect to go for the win. And where's the ball? Robinson chucks it up to no man's land. Chapman wins another nail-biter over Clinton. Final score, 22-21.
We practice for this stuff all the time. You know, we talk about we don't train for the blowouts, you train for the tight ones. And obviously, that's what happened tonight. And don't be shocked if you see us later on again with each other.
The Red Devils will head down to South Aiken to take on the Thoroughbreds, while Chapman will head home for a matchup against Union County. Reporting in Clinton, Chase Justice, WYFF, News 4 Sports.
Great win for Chapman. How about it? The Jailman Patriots have marched through the first month 4-0 for the first time since 1996, winning by more than 38 points a game, hitting the road to Serene to see the Red Raiders, who have won 8 straight in their rivalry against Man. Greenville sitting at 2-2 after a big win last week. Packed house at Serene. The crowd was incredible. The Patriots have scored at least 40 points in all 4 games, but trailing 14-0 in the third. Ethan Anderson on 3rd and 18. Drops it in the bucket. Keyshawn Henderson, make a wish. Man's on the board. They would go for 2, would not get it, so still trailing 14-6. And on the next drive, Patriots on the goal line, 4th down. Anderson's ball, looking for someone, doesn't find anyone out of the back of the end zone. A goal line stand for the Red Raiders, who quiet a feisty JL team who tried to make a late comeback. Ultimately, Greenville a 21-19 win. And by the way, bravo to the students of both schools. They combined to raise more than $725,000 for charity during Spirit Week. Job well done, guys. Crescent's 3-0 for the first time since 2015 at Abbeville. The reigning 2A champs trying to shake off their first loss of the season. Tight game in the second half. Panthers in front by a point, 7-6. Near midfield, Jay Hill fools them. Jaden Baylor all by himself beyond the defense. Gets a stiff arm in there to keep his distance, 60 yards for the Abbeville touchdown. They go up 14-6. And the Panthers shut out the Tigers in the second half, 21-6, the final. Get to the chopper, Sky 4 over Pickens. What a sunset. My goodness, Blue Flame hosting undefeated Daniel. Lions already up 7-0. Colton Chapman to Tremaine Davis Jr. A TD for TD and a 14-0 Daniel lead. Same score, second quarter, Torrey Shaw. Get to steppin'. Lions roar 54-7 over Pickens. Let's show you a few scores tonight. Westside beating Malden 56-10 and St. Joe's over Ware Shoals 61-12. You also have Woodruff beating Chesney 40-15. Since losing in their opener, Gaffney's ripped off 3 in a row, including wins over Rock Hill Powerhouse South Point and Charlotte's Mallard Creek. Gaffney's early season gauntlet continuing against last year's 4A runner-up Northwestern. The Trojans wasting no time. Turbo Richard. They don't call him that because he's slow. Opening kick to the complex. 7-0 Northwestern. before fans even had a chance to get to their seats. But after a Gaffney fumble, Northwestern looking to attack via the air. Instead, Zion Ratchford grabs the interception. It would lead to a Gaffney field goal, but the Trojans pull away 49-24. Riverside scored 48 in a win last Friday, welcoming Spartanburg and the Vikings stout defense. The Vikes go right down the field on their opening drive. Tomajay Johnson, he'll do it himself, 30 yards toward the timeshare, dragged down just shy of 6. Calvin Choice, well, he understands the assignment and waltzes in from right there. Vikes would execute a perfect 2-point play for an 8-0 early lead. Spartanburg encroaching on the red zone again. So mad Edie has other ideas. Those sideline picks always dangerous. Edie houses it 90 yards the opposite direction. Turns out those are the only points of the night for Riverside. Spartanburg gets done 49-6. Boiling Springs won 2 games last year, going for win number 3 tonight against Greer. That's Lincoln Husky hustling in. If you're not the lead dog, the view never changes. 17-7 Bulldogs. Same score later in the quarter. Husky. Check out this grab by Kyle Patterson. My goodness, get you some, Kyle. Bulldogs got the place rocking. It's 24-7 Boiling Springs, and the Bulldogs are on top here, 31-14 over Greer. The Greenwood Eagles soaring north to Anderson to see TL Hanna in a rematch of last season's meeting, won by the Yellow Jackets. TL Hanna has started at least 4-1 in each of the past 6 years, could make it 7 here in this one against Greenwood, but it's the Eagles getting on the board first. Tristan Lewis plunges in from the 1-yard line. Greenwood takes an early 7-0 lead. Wouldn't take long for TL Hanna to respond. Rashawn Burton running away from everyone. Knots it at 7 into the second half. The Yellow Jackets leading 17-7. Josh Donald, yes, chef. 38-7. TL Hanna on top. Dorman back at home for the first time since August, trailing Clover 28-13 in the fourth. Cavaliers try to grab back some momentum, but Riley Scruggs' ball falls incomplete. It is the turnover on downs, and Clover can just kill some clock. That's exactly what they would do. Jalen Hoover, a little room to run. Dorman drops to 1-3, 35-13. Clover the final there. We're hitting halftime here on Friday Night Hits, but before the water break, a special edition of Mic'd Up tonight at Hillcrest High School with referee Tommy Stribble wearing the wire.
Tell Z if you want it first. I got to stay out. One play. Need a center. Pass interference defense. 15 yards. It's going to be a first down. Water. Illegal formation. Offense. 5 men in the backfield. Ball. Decline. Let's go, guys.
All right, ladies, appreciate it. The 4-0 Hillcrest Rams rolling right along at home against Powdersville Patriots, averaging over 53 points in their past 2 wins. This should have been a fun game right here in Simpsonville. Picking up first quarter, Hillcrest Caleb Sutton hitting Grant Holiday on the screen. Holiday, well, he sped it up a little bit. He didn't actually run that fast. It'd be impressive if he did, but 65 yards to pay dirt, 7-0 Rams. Later in the first, Patriots Eli Hudgens looking to pass, picked off instead by Brennan Matthews. Tiptoeing on the sideline. What a play there defensively. And on the ensuing drive, Sutton finds Avery McFadden, and one of the top playmakers in the upstate does it again. 14-0 Hillcrest. And the Rams blow out Powdersville 52-14. All right, let's keep it moving on Friday Night Hits. Burns has beaten Greenville and Greer in the past 2 weeks by a combined 59 points, hosting the Hurricanes of Wren. The Rebels hitting their stride. The defense has been outstanding. Let's show you the highlights here as they pitched a second-half shutout. It was 21-0 into the second half. Andrew Stevens, the quarterback for Burns, finds the freshman running back Trace Segara for a first down connection. But then Stevens, later in the drive, finds Wren's Brandon Kirby instead. A nice defensive play for the Wren Hurricanes right there. The interception, but the Rebels roll to a 28-7 win over Wren in a low-scoring second half. Woodmont off to a 3-1 start under new head coach Ty Sutherland, matching up with easily the Green Wave have won their last two meetings. Start of the second, Wildcats up by 8. Woodmont's Jordan Sink deep to Drake Stewart, 6 God. Wildcats still moving. TJ Williams skirting down the sideline. He's going to get all the way into the red zone, sets up a short Wildcat score. Woodmont moves to 4-1, 28-14. Centurions storming out of the gate. Broom's best beginning to a season since 2017 at home against Berea. Scoreless early. That's Kamaje Brackett-Brandon hitting Xavier Hill. Hill just goes right on down the sideline untouched. Big play. Broom scores first. It is 7-0 Centurions. Broom close again. Jalen McGill just grabbing a few things from the corner store. Centurions go out by 14. A whole lot more. That came from 58-6, the final. BHP going down to Greenwood, looking to extend their perfect start to the season against an Emerald Vikings team that's 0-3, but all 3 of those losses have come by 3 points or less. So Emerald playing everybody tough, and they were the aggressor early in this game. The sights and sounds before kickoff and into the first quarter we would go. Emerald's Key Holloway. This is a QB run all the way, and Holloway exit stage right. 50 yards as Emerald goes in front 7-3. So the Vikings striking early, but later in the quarter, BHP has the ball in the red zone. Shaheem Robbs shrugging off would-be tacklers, bounding in. The Bears pull in front. That's where they'd say 52-14 over Emerald. Fountain had their first home win last Friday, aiming for a homecoming win against Pendleton. Congrats to the homecoming royalty. Let's go to the second quarter. Fountain kicking on 4th down. It's blocked. Pendleton recovers, is able to score a field goal at the end of the half. Third quarter now. Bulldogs driving. Luke Bray connects with Corey Jones for the touchdown. It is 39-0 at that point, and Pendleton wins 53-0. Look high. We've got eyes on the sky, south side of Carolina. Both teams seeking their first win of the year. Trojan up 15-6 in the second, but check out south side. Chandler McClure to Tyrell Bailey. Bailey's bouncing around. Light work for the south side score. So the Tigers cut it to 2, but the Trojans right on back. Jayshon Bowens connecting with DeMarcus Riley behind the trees, between the ferns. A Trojans touchdown. Carolina comes up with their first win of the year, 37-28. So that'll do it for us. Week 4 of Friday Night Hits is in the books for Chase and our entire hardworking crew. Thanks as always for joining us. We'll see you next week, same time, same place. And remember, you can always find all of our highlights and all of our scores online, WYFF4.com. Have a good night and a great weekend.